Hi, it's Talsvids. In this video I'm going to talk about the control center, which is in iOS and has been since I think it's been about iOS 7. Basically the control center is a quick and convenient way to access and control various settings that your iPhone has got on. So to reveal the control center, once we have our screen on our iPhone illuminated, and we can do this by either pressing the home button, which is on the front of your iPhone, or the sleep wake button, which will either be on the top or on the right hand side, depending on what model you've got. Once we've got the screen illuminated, we simply just swipe up from the very bottom, swipe upwards, and then that'll reveal what we can see now, the control center. So I'll start at the top left, and I'll work across, and then we'll go on to the various other ones below. On the top left we can see what looks like a little aeroplane symbol, and as you can see on mine, that little icon is illuminated, which means that it's either switched on or it's activated. So if I touch that again, you'll see at the top center of the control panel, you'll see it'll show now airplane mode off. If I press it again to switch it back on, we can see airplane mode on. So when you touch one of these little icons in the control center, you'll get a little bit of text in the top center of the control panel telling you what you've just done. So basically the airplane mode, what it essentially does is it disables the transmitter that's in your iPhone, so that you're then unable to make or receive calls or text messages, but you are able to still use your phone. So for example, you could still play games, you could still play music, you could still use your camera, basically anything that didn't use the transmitters that's built into your iPhone. And the reason it's called airplane mode is it's a way of you being able to use your iPhone on an aircraft, but with the transmitter being disabled on your iPhone, it removes the potential of interfering with various computer equipment or instruments that are on airplane. So that's basically what airplane mode does. Now, to the right of airplane mode, we can see what looks like three little lines that are varying in height and width. Now, this will switch on or off Wi-Fi. So if I touch that, we can see now Wi-Fi on. If I touch it again, it'll show Wi-Fi off. So I don't need to explain what Wi-Fi is. Probably all know what that is, but it's basically just a wireless form of being able to connect your iPhone into your router to then go online through that router, or a Wi-Fi hotspot, depending on where you are. The next option we see, which looks like a capital letter B, sort of. Now, basically that'll switch on or switch off Bluetooth. So if I touch that, you can see there, Bluetooth on, Bluetooth off. So basically you would use Bluetooth for connecting into your car's music center, so that you could wirelessly play music that you've got on your phone through your car's hi-fi system. Or also for connecting a little Bluetooth earpiece, so you could use for hands-free when you're driving, that kind of thing. Now the next one we see is what looks like a little half moon. So if I touch that, it'll show do not disturb on, or do not disturb off. If I press it again, and basically with do not disturb, you can set your iPhone up so that at certain times, which you can choose, your phone won't ring, you won't receive any notifications or text messages. So basically, if you wanted to leave your phone on while you were in bed, so that you could use the built-in alarm that's in your phone, you wouldn't be disturbed through the night if somebody, say, text you or made a phone call to you. So that's basically what do not disturb does. Now, the next one we can see what looks like a little padlock with a little arrow that's going round in a clockwise direction. That'll basically lock the orientation of the iPhone screen. So for example, if we were in Safari or we're looking at a photograph, for example, turning the phone onto its side, horizontal or vertical view, I should say, the screen wouldn't flip round accordingly. So if I touch that, it says portrait orientation lock on, and that switches it off. And you can also see at the top right, just to the left of the battery percentage, we can see that same symbol there, which is there to notify us that we've activated the portrait orientation lock. And so there it'll disappear if I touch it again. Now, directly below the 5 little icons that I've just talked about, we can see what looks like a small sun going to a much bigger sun on the right hand side. And basically, if we put our finger on the little white dot on that line, we can then increase or decrease the brightness of the display on the iPhone. So it's a quick and easy way to, if you need to adjust your brightness. So basically below the 5 little icons that I've just talked about and the brightness, we can see what looks like a single triangle, 2 triangles pointing over to the right and 2 triangles pointing over to the left. Now these will change depending on what application you've got. Now they aren't available in all applications because it's basically more music apps or video apps and music players. This is basically a quick way that you can control either pause, play, skip forward, skip back, search back or search forward in a song. Now below the playback controls we can see AirDrop. Now essentially AirDrop is a wireless way that we can share certain files, photographs for example, from our iPhone to another iPhone or to an iPad or to a Mac, and vice versa as well on any of them devices. So you might for example have a photograph on your phone that you want to share with a friend who also has an iPhone or an iPad, and you can then wirelessly transfer that photograph or file or whatever it is over to your friend's iPhone. Now below AirDrop we can see what looks like a torch. Now if we press this will basically switch on the flash on the iPhone and we can use it as a torch. So it's quite handy. You might be somewhere and you need a torch. If you've got your phone with you, well, you've got a torch there. By touching that, it'll activate the torch, and touching it again, it'll switch it off. Now, the next symbol, we can see if I press that'll activate a timer. So, in this section, you've got a world clock, you've got an alarm, so you can set that to wake it up of a morning. You've also got a stopwatch and you've also got a timer. So, as you can see now, we're on the timer section. And if we touch the stopwatch, which is at the very bottom, we can see there, that'll turn the iPhone into a stopwatch. And you just press start to start the stopwatch, press it again to stop it, reset to reset it. So on the timer, you can set a duration of time, and it'll basically count down once you press start. Once it gets to 0, you'll have a notification play. So it's handy for if you want to use countdown for whatever reason. Next option we've got is alarm. So like I say, you can use this to wake it up of a morning. You simply just press the plus button at the top right, shows your alarm time, and then once you've done that you just touch save and that'll save the alarm. Next one we've got is world clock. So if we touch the plus button at the top right, we can then pick from the list of cities, countries in the world, and we'll be able to see what time it is in that particular country. So say for example, we want to see what time it is in Abu Dhabi, and say there that it's 3 hours ahead of London time. If we want to remove one of them clocks, we just click on the edit, that's at the top left. We just click the minus symbol, Then we confirm that we want to delete by touching the delete square. And then we click done when we're finished. You just press the home button to get you back out of timer, and then swipe up again to reveal the control panel, control center. Now, the next option we've got on the bottom, the third option along from the left, it looks like a little calculator. So if we touch that, that'll basically allow quick access to the calculator that's built into your iPhone. Press the home button again to get out of it, and then swipe up to reveal the control panel. Now, the next symbol we can see is the camera symbol. So touching that, I'll activate the camera. Press the home button again. Swipe up to reveal the control center. So that's basically the control center. So I think that's all for this video. I hope you found it useful. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. And also, if you like my videos, why not subscribe, and you will receive an email when I upload any new videos. Well, thanks for watching. Goodbye.